Morning students, welcome to your biology class. This video is in continuity with your previous video, that is human evolution. And the main objectives we are covering in this video are theories of evolution, which includes Lamarck's theory of inheritance of acquired characters and examples in support of Lamarckism, and Darwin's theory of natural selection and examples in support of Darwinism. So first of all, theories of evolution. Evolution is a slow and continuous process whereby forms of life have emerged from simpler forms through millions of years. So various theories have been postulated by different evolutionists. The most important ones are as follows. First is Lamarck's theory of inheritance of acquired characters, Lamarckism, and Darwin's theory of natural selection, Darwinism. So first of all, talking about Lamarckism, theory of inheritance of acquired characters. Lamarckism is the first theory of evolution which was proposed by a French biologist named Jean-Baptiste de Lamarck. He discussed his theory in detail in his book called Philosophic Zoologique. According to Lamarck, the changes in structure or functions of any organ acquired during the lifetime of an individual in response to the changing in the surrounding environment are inherited by its offspring and keep on adding up over a period of time. So next is Lamarck's postulates or factors. Lamarckism includes three main factors or postulates. These are as follows. First is use and disuse of organs. The continuous use of an organ or organs keep them functional and makes them stronger, whereas continuous disuse of an organ or organs lead to the gradual reduction in their size and final disappearance. Vestigial organs in modern forms are examples of such non-functional organs. They were functional in ancestors. Next, effect of environment and new needs. Environmental influences all types of organisms. A change in environment brings about changes in organisms. It gives rise to new needs or desires, which is responsible for the production of new structure and change habits of the organism. Thus, organisms acquired certain new characters due to direct or indirect influence of environment. Now, inheritance of acquired characters. The characters acquired by an organism during its lifetime due to use and disuse of organisms affect the environment, and new needs are inherited to next generation. After several generations, the variations are accumulated up to such extent that species get modified to new one. Next is examples in support of Lamarckism. So evolution of long neck and forelimbs of giraffe. According to Lamarck, the ancestors of giraffe had short neck and forelimbs and were just like horses or deer. They grazed on grass. As the climate of that area became arid and the grassland was replaced by high trees, the ground vegetation disappeared and the ancestors of giraffe were left with the leaves of these high trees, which were the only source of food for them. They had to continuously stretch their neck and forelegs to browse on leaves. This practice resulted in gradual elongation of neck and forelimbs. Whatever increase in neck and forelimbs they acquired in one generation was transmitted to the members of next generation, in which further elongation occurred due to similar efforts. This is due to course of time resulted in long neck and long forelimbs in giraffe. Now, this picture clearly shows the evolutionary trends in the development of giraffe's neck based on Lamarckism. Vestigial organ in humans. Vestigial organs are those organs which are present in reduced form and are non-functional and useless to us, but were fully developed and functional organs in our ancestors. Some of these are wisdom teeth, you can clearly see. A change from a coarse abrasive diet of ancestors to a soft western diet of the present day human is the cause of disuse of this teeth today. Next is vermiform appendix. So our ancestors use appendix to digest cellulose food. but slowly it became vestigial due to changing food habits in modern man. And last is pinnae. The auricular muscles of pinna is non-functional in humans. It was used by our ancestors to adjust the direction of pinna. Since these muscles were in no use, so it led to the vestigial organ in present-day humans. Next is Darwinism, theory of natural selection. So Darwinism is the term coined for explanation presented by Charles Darwin for the origin of species by natural selection. Theory of natural selection was announced on 30th June 1858. Now talking about Darwin's postulates or factors. Darwinism includes four main postulates: overproduction, struggle for existence, variations, natural selection, and survival of the fittest. Now, overproduction. All organisms possess enormous fertility. They have inherent tendency to produce offsprings in large number for the perpetuation of their race. For example, oysters lay 60 to 80 million eggs in a single spawn. If all eggs hatch and young ones survive, after few generations they would be about the size of the earth. Now, next, struggle for existence. According to the Darwin, there is intense competition and struggle for the existence amongst the organism for obtaining resources like space, air, food, water, mineral, and light on earth are limited, but the number of organisms increases manyfold due to overproduction. There is an intense competition and struggle for existence amongst the organisms for obtaining resources. Now talking about variations, the offspring produced are similar to their parents and also exhibit some resemblance to each other, but they are not identical. They differ to some extent in shape, size, color, and behavior. It means variation is the law of nature. Natural selection and survival of the fittest. So according to Darwin, only those individuals are able to survive who are best adapted to their environment. The less fit and unfit organisms are left out by selection. Darwin called it natural selection and implied to it as a mechanism of evolution. Evolution of long neck of giraffe. Darwin's view of evolution. So according to natural selection given by Darwin, the ancestors of giraffe showed variation in their population. Both the long-necked and short-necked giraffes existed in the earlier population. When ground vegetation disappeared, the long-necked giraffe with long forelimbs were more successful in reaching the leaves of the trees for feeding, while the short ones could not reach the tall trees and died. Therefore, according to Darwin, natural selection favored long neck from generation after generation. Selection of long neck or innumerable generations resulted in the evolution of present-day long-necked modern giraffe. Thank you.